All right, guys, so we got the TSI 3 13.5 degree 3 wood versus the 11.5 degree mini driver. TSI 3 is my current gamer. I've always loved the idea of a small headed driver. Ideally, I would love a 9 degree version of this, but today we're testing this to see who it's for and what it might do for you in terms of tee shots as well as off the deck. So we're going to test them in those two ways. We'll have some conclusions, I'm sure. I'm working on some things in my own swing. No warm-ups, going right at it. Hope you enjoy. This last one you have up here, 250 carry, 281 was with the current 300 series. Shaft is really interesting. It's got a soft tip in it. It's called the Mid-R Proto from TaylorMade. When you're hitting it off the deck, obviously 11.5 degrees, we're getting a little bit more distance than my gamer, somewhere about 5 or 10 yards more. 11.5 degree versus a 13 and 11.5 degree versus a 13.5 degree. What's interesting though is getting it off the deck is actually not too bad. You have to get it in the proper setting in the upright. When I tried to hit it in the standard setting, obviously some turf interaction issues, but once I got it into the upright setting, it was really easy to hit off the ground. Off the deck, off the tee, it looks great. Bomber, the shaft is surprisingly good. I'm hitting it in a stiff, I'm an extra stiff. But it actually kind of all works out. Softer tip, so for you stronger swingers, you're gonna need the X for sure. But play with that sleeve, without a doubt. Biggest difference for any fitting that I do is always gonna be getting people into that upright setting so much better. It's got a nice light head. Obviously I'm feeling maybe a little bit heavier. Head, concentrated weight. I had some ball speeds that were a little bit higher with this guy. It could be from the lighter head and obviously the bigger head kind of coming off the face. It's there's definitely a couple of more yards than a 3 wood. It definitely plays right between the driver. On the golf course, I'm seeing, the numbers are here, 277. I'm seeing about 300 out of my current 3 wood, somewhere between 3 and 315 on the golf course rolling out. Obviously, we're in a lab situation here, so 5-10 yards extra out of this guy in here. We'll probably see that. It really does play like a mini driver. Control is, with that smaller head, is really good. I'd love to kind of test it out on the golf course, even get into the right shaft, but overall first looks, first feels with this guy, really positive, really solid. I think this is a really great offering for those people who want a little more than a 3 wood, but maybe struggle with the size of a driver or don't know what to do with it. So everything you've heard and read on the internet is pretty spot on. If you have that problem with hitting drivers, this could be a really solid offering. Typically, we're just going to have this as an X, but it's got the sleeve that'll fit your other TaylorMade shaft, so you can kind of find your shaft and dial it in.